Today I would like to tell you a story of an obscure games console from the year 1979. It had but one game and was one of the most powerful consoles of its time. Bear with me. It was designed in the most sumptuous manner, unlike any other games console, to attract the most affluent of clientele, and I believe the design may have introduced the first ever directional game control pad as we know it today. Today, I'm going to tell you the story of Star Chess, followed by an unboxing and demonstration of this rare delicacy. You see, once upon a time in the year 1977 in the UK, there's a human male by the name of Peter Gebler. He's an intelligent man. He is a technical editor of a magazine called New Electronics. He was bored with all these Pong variation games consoles that were so abundant at the time and wanted something new, something exciting. The first Star Wars film had just been released, and this was something new. This was something exciting. This inspired him. How could you translate the vision and tactics of Starship Battle on home consoles in the 1970s? Why, by mixing it with chess, of course. Instead of chess pieces, there were starships, and being starships, they could shoot and warp in and out of space. This would appeal to the chess tacticians and science fiction fans of old and new, riding the new wave of the newly popular Star Wars film series. He wrote down the game rules in but a single night, and being a technical editor of an electronics magazine, he attended a press conference for Videomaster, one of the only video games companies in the UK at the time. While he was there, he was lucky enough to meet the Videomaster marketing director, and he then proceeded to pitch the idea of Star Chess to him. The idea pleased the marketing director muchly, who then presented it to the Videomaster executives, who also saw its potential, and Peter signed an exclusivity rights agreement for Star Chess later that year. Videomaster were in fact working on their own cartridge-based games console, the database games computer, and was considering waiting and releasing Star Chess as a cartridge for their new cartridge-based game console. But the powers that be at Videomaster were impatient and thought Star Chess will sell well enough by itself. They will make this a designer console. They will make this a prestige console. People will be talking about this games console from years to come. They will order the best processors, the Motorola 6800, a processor so powerful that it was used for arcade machines. Atari even thought about using this processor for the Atari 2600 console, but it was deemed too powerful, too expensive even for them. A processor so powerful that the only other home system to carry such a chip was the APF Imagination Machine in the US, a strange computer add-on for the APF MP1000 gaming console that retailed at almost $700. Will this make the games console with one game too expensive? It doesn't matter. The design team will make it look so smart and so sleek that people will pay for it. The clientele they are aiming for, they will pay for it, and those that can't will yearn for it. They will drool from their disgusting mouths while looking at it at magazines and shop windows. They will befriend rich acquaintances and make arrangements to play Star Chess on their consoles, where they then proceed to molest and tarnish the arresting, stylized, and possible world's first control pad with their hideous, greasy, chubby little fingers. They will find the cheapest tool of manufacturing the product as possible to try and keep the price more reasonable. They finally released Star Chess in 1979 with the retail price of around £70, but there were some issues. For a console with only one game, that was quite a lot of money for most people. That's the equivalent of around £400 now. The price was later reduced, but various brandings of the 1292 Advanced Programmable Video System were now out in the UK and Europe, which was cheaper and had different game cartridges. why would a user want to pay more money for a console that could play a mere one game? And even those rich aristocrats that did manage to buy Star Chess, around 30% of those were returned to shops due to malfunctions, as it seems there was little in the way of quality control in the manufacturing process. This led to shops and stockists to stop buying them, which was the beginning of the end for VideoMaster. That same year they were bought out by the board games company Waddingtons, who tried to continue to distribute Star Chess and their new cartridge-based game console, but alas, that was the last we heard from VideoMaster. With that, the story is now over. Let's proceed with the unboxing and playing of Star Chess. And this is the beautiful Star Chess box here. Look at those lovely embossed illustrations there. It has seen better days, this box, but you can still appreciate the beautiful artwork here. Almost ray gun gothic in style, or retro futuristic. It has seen better days, but if this was in better condition, I would cut it out and hang it on the wall. It's rather lovely after all. Now, I'm just taking the box out very gently. Very gently put this polystyrene box and lay it on the floor like so. Now, if we just center it for you there, just going to take the lid off, and yes, there it is. Beautiful console. It is upside down, but apparently if you open something upside down, I've been told that it means you're in love. I don't know why. Even the power supply box is very well illustrated. And this is the VideoMaster registration guarantee form here, and if we look on the back, we could see a stamp, and we could just about make out the word Volt Mace. Now, I could be wrong, but this was a small video games company, and I think they rebranded the VideoMaster cartridge-based console and distributed it in their name once VideoMaster stopped making consoles or were no more. I could be wrong. But anyway, let's proceed with taking the console out and having a rather nice look. And here is the beautiful console with the Perspex lid open. Lovely brushed aluminium effect there, almost Bang & Olufsen in style. And here is what I believe the world's first directional D-pad controller. The action buttons there. Each action you would have to press the activate button afterwards. So if you wanted to fire or warp, you'd press that and proceed it with the activate button at the top left. But isn't it gorgeous? So ahead of its time, this control pad. I'm just going to take it out of its pocket. There it is. It does fit in your hand rather nicely. Unfortunately, the wire is quite short to fit nicely within the console. There is the main control deck, the only thing you can't take out, but let's just put that back. Let's just have a look at this amazing booklet. I love the way it just fits within the console. It looks so nice. And it's a rather lovely booklet. As you all know, I do love my booklets. And it tells you the rules for each piece and its corresponding chess piece. But it is quite different from chess. Each piece or each starship has a gun and has a shield. But more about that when we play the game. And let's just have a quick look at the main control deck. The only thing you can't take out, on-off switch, yeah, and sound on-off. But let's now proceed with playing the actual game. And this is the Star Chess title screen. It is very loud, very noisy. Unfortunately, you can't adjust the volume on these old consoles, as the speaker is on the console itself. You can just turn the sound off. But I've started a new game now. Silence. So you have two sides. On the right you have the orange, on the left you have the blue. It's quite hard to work it out on these old TVs. So I'm just going to demonstrate for you a test game. I'm going to try and move this pawn. Unlike in chess, you can't move the pawn starship 2 spaces at the start. You can only always move it 1 space forward. And you can't take diagonally with the pawn ships either. You can only take ships forward, what's directly in front of them. So I'm going to demonstrate a few things for you now. I'm going to warp this piece out of the board to show you what happens, and here it goes. Now that piece will randomly come back at a different turn. Could be on a blank square, it could be on a square with a piece on. And if it lands on a piece, no matter whether it's its own side or whether it's the enemy's side, it will destroy that piece. It will come back at a different time. So this is the rook starship. I could take it by moving on to it like normal, but that would put it in danger. So I'm going to shoot at it. Another strategic element in this game, different from normal chess. That piece hasn't died yet because each piece has a shield. Some have better shields than others, I believe. I'm just going to move that rook starship forward. I can't remember the actual proper names they have given these pieces, so I'm just going to call them by their chess names for now. Here is the knight. Oh! This means the pawn is coming back into existence out of warp. Where is it going to land? It's taken its time. You see that? It's landed on an enemy's piece and destroyed it. How interesting. You see, that adds another strategic element to this game. Let's see. That is the queen piece there. It looks like the Starship Enterprise. Very pleasing to me. And it's just taken that pawn by just moving over it. Didn't even bother firing upon it. So I'm going to fire upon that pawn piece again with this rook to see if it destroys it. And it has. Those 2 explosions mean it has been destroyed. But you can take pieces over by just moving over them, like I'm going to demonstrate to you now in the normal way. That rook has took the other rook piece. Now there isn't check or checkmate like there is in regular chess in this game. In this game you have to take the commander piece, the king piece, by either destroying it or moving over it like a normal piece. I think... Am I moving the wrong side here? I think I've got confused. Yes, it should be the orange side I'm going to move. I should be moving. So let's just move this pawn piece forward 1. And now I'm going to move the Starship Enterprise, the queen piece, just down here somewhere. And now if I move this bishop starship, normally you wouldn't be able to move this because it would put the king in check, but there's no check in this game. The idea is to kill the king piece, or the commander piece as it's called in this game. So I could put myself in danger by going next to it. Well, I suppose that would win the game actually if I just take it. But I'm going to fire upon the commander piece, just to demonstrate. You could take it out by firing. You can only fire in a direction that piece moves. And interestingly, it's deflected onto the pawn in front of it. Very strange. So the commander piece is going to get closer to that rook piece to try and take it. And the rook piece is going to fire upon it again. But its shield takes the hit. And the commander is going to go closer to the rook. But to be fair, you could just take the commander piece by just going over it like so, like in a normal game. Well, not a normal game of chess, because it would be checkmate. Sorry, I'm just going to fire upon it again, and it still didn't destroy. So next time, I'm going to just move over it, just to demonstrate to you that you can just take a king piece the normal way, like any other piece, unlike in normal regular chess. Not too sure what I was doing there. Let's just move that forward. And now I'm going to take the commander piece by just hovering over it, just moving onto it. And there you are. Game finished, commander piece destroyed, and got this lovely chaotic screen of the dance of the pieces. Very loud. So that is Video Masters Star Chess, a beautifully designed little console there where all the other home game systems at the time had mere paddles or fumbling little joysticks to play with. Star Chess introduced us to the directional control pad. I do recommend trying this game with friends, especially in a vintage setting for the added atmosphere. Wearing turtlenecks next to a roaring fire sipping whiskey with cigars. Until next time.